Yes, historians, we are back again with another lesson or another video. So, I hope you've been all doing well. So, we are back again to our mainstream history. Okay, just like the title says there, history grade 10 up to 11. If you are in Namibia or in Namibian mainstream educational system, then this history applies to you. So let us dive in our lesson. Alright, let's just shift this one here. Let us just put it inside. Okay. Alright, so we have a new topic. We ended the League of Nations, or let's say we are done with the League of Nations. So we started with a new topic, the collapse of international peace, or in other words, the collapse of the League of Nations. Okay, yes, we have our general objectives to understand reasons for the collapse of international peace by 1939. So by 1939 there, that's where we can say that's where the Second World War broke out. Okay, so we have specific objectives, discuss the impact of the Treaty of Versailles of 1990 to 1923. Alright. So historians, when we are discussing, or yes, when we are talking about the impacts of the Treaty of Versailles, we are basically outlining or analyzing the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. We want to look at the impacts that it had basically on Germany, but we did another video, it's there on my story. We did another video on the impact of the Treaty of Versailles on Germany. So this lesson we are just going to discuss the impacts. Okay, we have our first slide there, setting the stage. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919 and implemented in 1920 up to 1923, had a profound impact on Germany. So we are going to look at the key effects or impacts of the Treaty of Versailles. Alright, let us just shift our view here so that you can have a clear view. So we have the first impact, the territorial losses. Okay, so what impact did it have on Germany? They are telling that Germany lost significant territories, including Alsace-Lorraine to France and parts of East Prussia to Poland. The Tsar Basin was placed under the administration of the League of Nations. You know, all these things are happening after the end of the First World War. Alright? I hope that is clear. Then we have our second one, demilitarization. So this one, even a person who is in grade 10 can sing, you know, the impact of demilitarization on Germany. So the ones that they know already is that Germany's army was limited to 100,000 men. Imagine Germany is a huge country, so it needs a lot of army. So they are saying that Germany's army or military was significantly restricted in size, and the country was prohibited from having an air force, submarines, or a large navy. So you can already have an idea of what is happening here. Germany's pride lied in its military. Reduce its military, then you weaken them. We have another impact there, the war guilt clause or clause. So they are saying that Article 231 of the treaty placed full responsibility for the First World War on Germany and its allies, leading to significant humiliation and resentment. Remember, in the First World War, you have the Central Powers, which consisted of Germany, Austria, Hungary, and the Allies, which consisted of the Britain, France, and later on Italy and Japan. Alright, so we are having another point there, reparations. Germany was required to pay substantial reparations to the Allied powers for the damage caused during the First World War, imposing a heavy economic burden. Now imagine all of us, or Germany is just coming out of the First World War, and then they are required to pay this huge amount of German marks, millions of dollars. And then where do you expect Germany to get this money from, or this millions from? So you can already see what is happening here. All this just caused resentment towards German people, and yeah, we can say that. So we have another point there, economic hardship. They are telling you that the reparations that were imposed on Germany and territorial losses placed immense economic strain on Germany, leading to hyperinflation and economic turmoil in the early 1920s. So economic turmoil, in other words, this is just it's like an economic crisis. And then when we are talking about hyperinflation, this is where you will hear about people having, printing a lot of useless, paper or money. And then at the end of the day, for example, like if they wanted to go and buy bread, they would use, a wheelbarrow full of money. Imagine a wheelbarrow full of money just to go and buy one bread. That is very, very interesting. Then we have another impact there, the loss of colonies. Remember that before the First World War took place, Germany had colonies overseas, colonies outside of Europe. These colonies were in Africa. One example that I can give you is Southwest Africa. At this time it is called Namibia, but it was a colony of Germany. Are we together? So after at the end of the First World War, these colonies were now given to the Allied powers. So in other words, Southwest Africa was given to Britain. So now Britain used to administer Namibia or Southwest Africa through South Africa. Are we following? So let us look at our slide there. They are saying that Germany lost its overseas colonies, which were distributed among the Allied powers, just like I explained. Alright, then you have the League of Nations. So initially when the League of Nations, excuse me for that, initially when the League of Nations was formed, Germany was not allowed to be part of the League of Nations due to the fact that they caused the First World War. Are we following? So let us go back to our slide there. They are telling us that while initially excluded, Germany later joined the League of Nations but with limited influence. So in the later 1900s, 1920s there, Germany was allowed to rejoin or to join the League of Nations. And then Hitler comes to power, he decides to leave the League of Nations. Alright? Then we have another impact there, nationalism and resentment. Okay, what are they saying about nationalism? They are saying that the harsh terms of the treaty fueled German nationalism and desire to overturn what was perceived as unjust treatment contributing to political instability. So in other words, the terms of the Treaty of Versailles, it cost Germany, to have a love towards their nation, and then all these things is just leading to the Second World War. Alright, we have another impact there, political turmoil, just like we said. So they are telling us that the economic hardship and political discontent created a fertile ground for extremist movements such as the rise of the Nazi Party under Adolf Hitler. Remember Adolf Hitler, he also fought in, he was also a soldier in the First World War. So later on he joined the Nazi Party. As a Nazi Party was just a party for the German workers. So we are having global implications. Number 10. The Treaty of Versailles had global implications as it contributed to a sense of dissatisfaction with the post-war settlement and set the stage for geopolitical tensions. Okay, we have another impact there, legacy and precedent. The Treaty of Versailles is often seen as a precedent for how punitive peace settlement can exacerbate tensions and lead to future conflicts. Okay, so let us redo a quick recap of our lesson. Because time is not on our side, we only have 15 minutes to do these lessons. And they are telling us that, in summary, the Treaty of Versailles imposed severe territorial, military, and economic penalties on Germany. Its impact included economic hardship, political turmoil, and the eventual rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, which ultimately led to the Second World War. The treaty is widely regarded as having played a significant role in shaping the 20th century's history. Are we together? So in other words, the treaty was also another factor that caused the Second World War. So for us here, from my story, that's where we end today. If you want to contribute to our channel, just subscribe, and if you want us to do any type of history that you want us to cover, then you can just comment. We will get to you. So for now, peace.